Good afternoon, everybody. It's Mr. Kowalczyk here with another video for Business Math. Today we begin Chapter 7, and we're only going to spend a short amount of time in Chapter 7, but what we're going to talk about is something that's super important, and that is credit cards. Credit cards can be very, very useful, but also very dangerous in our world today. What you find is that sometimes people use credit cards to buy items that they don't need. And when they do that, they sometimes accumulate way too much debt, and they can't get out of that debt. So you have to be very careful with credit cards. You don't want to use them frivolously. You got to use them safely and be wise about them. In class, we'll talk more about that, but it's also a topic that you can always research on your own. There are a lot of great websites and financial experts out there that talk about credit cards and their dangers. Today, what we are going to do is looking at some of the math involved with credit cards. And what we're looking to calculate today is something known as the new balance. You see, a credit card could be considered similar to a bank or a checking account. Why? Because a credit card is actually a credit card account. It has a certain amount of money associated with it. And you always start off each month with a certain amount of money already on that credit card. Now that certain amount of money, known as your previous balance, that's not how much money you have on the credit card to spend, it's how much you've spent so far. And you don't want to go higher if you can help it. Sometimes people have a very high balance, sometimes people have a very low or sometimes even no balance on their credit cards. But once again, the higher your balance, the more danger you're in. So when you see that you have a previous balance, it's not, hey, I have that much money to spend. You know, in this example's a case, the previous balance is $1,500. We're not saying that Bill has $1,500 to spend. No, we're saying that that's how much he spent before this month. And we're going to find out if he has any charges that are added on. Finance charges are different fees that you pay for borrowing money. Because folks, if you haven't realized it yet, a credit card is just a way to borrow money from a credit card company. And do they let you borrow that money for free? No. That's why they have finance charges. We're also going to look at new purchases. In other words, you use your credit card to buy new things. But then there are a couple of nice things like payments. And what that means is that you're paying money back. You're trying to pay back the money that you borrowed. That's always a good thing. And then credits. A credit is when you take an item back to a store, and instead of giving you cash back, they put the money back on your credit card. So maybe you get a new DVD player, and you find that you don't like it, so you take it back, you have the receipt. Instead of the store giving you your cash back, they'll put that back on your credit card, assuming that you did buy it with your credit card. So hopefully that info just kind of gives you a good little taste of what's going on. And with that being said, let's jump right in to our problem and example for today. Bill's credit card account statement has a previous balance of $1,500. You see, what happens is every month Bill is going to receive a credit card statement, and it'll show all of the money that he's spent, all of the money that he's paid back, and how much he still owes on that credit card account. And so that statement's very important. Back in the old days, we used to receive that through the mail. Now you might get that emailed to you, or you might have to actually set up an account online and log in to check that info out. Well, continuing with the problem, Bill does have a finance charge, and the finance charge on this account was $25. Once again, $25. It also shows that he did make a payment. Paying money back is awesome. He also had some new purchases, so he went out and bought some stuff using the credit card, and those new purchases totaled $100. The last thing that he noticed was that he had a credit of $75. So, being able to do the math on your credit card account statement is a good way just to be sure that everything matches up and that you're not getting scammed or no one has stolen your identity. And when we're talking about stealing your identity, what we're talking about is someone getting a hold of your credit card number and going online and buying a bunch of stuff on Amazon.com or some other place. So you always want to check your statement out regularly and make sure everything adds up properly. So, with that being said, we've just got one formula today. And the first thing we need to know is the previous balance. So our previous balance is $1,500. And so what we're going to do is we're going to add that to the finance charge. And the finance charge marked in green is $25. And we're going to add that to any new purchases that we made. It looks like our new purchases are marked in purple, and so we'll write those down for $100. All right, we're doing pretty good so far. Next, we need payments. And our payment that we have here is $150. And we're going to put that inside parentheses and add it to any credits that we had. And we had one $75 credit. One $75 credit. So we've got all this info done. You know what I'm going to do first, just to be safe? I'm going to add these two numbers up right here. Just to be safe. There we go. Alright, so now I can take 1,500 plus 25 plus 100 and minus that new 225. And I'm going to get 1,400. And if you want to get the answer correct, you not only have to show your work, but you have to write the correct answer on the line provided. So it turns out that Bill started the month owing the credit card company. Let's say that again. He started the month owing the credit card company $1,500. Now he only owes them $1,400. By the way, that's still quite a bit. As always, feel free to go back and watch this video again or stop at certain points, or of course ask Mr. K if you have any questions. Thanks, and have a great day.